Hey y'all, hey, it's you, and I'm back for another download. So, let's get right into this. What are y'all? I'm trying to record while it's lighter instead of doing the little late night thing because, the lighting, it's the lighting. Because my room doesn't have like a ceiling light, you have to utilize a lamp. So, anyway, let's get into this. So, today, I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I think I wanted to talk to you guys about it yesterday too, but my late night session I ended up talking about cutting in third chords, ending soul ties, and past life trauma and stuff like that. So if you didn't check out that video, make sure you click out the video. It's the video right before this one. So I think it was yesterday in my meditation, early yesterday in my meditation, I had came across a few videos. One of them I felt compelled to send to somebody. I sent it to her or whatever, and then the other one kind of linked from that video, and it was this guy named, his YouTube is Vontoocut. Yeah, Vontoocut is a younger guy, but he had this video up talking about how white people are genetically modified. And I saw the video, but I scrolled past it. And then he had another video up about the same thing, like reiterating the thing and his proof and all of that. And he had his little video clips of the professor, saying that white people were genetically modified and whatnot. And this is not a review. I mean, this is not a reaction to his video. It's more of a reaction to his comments, because there were a lot of white people in the comments like, well, I'm white and I'm woke, because one of his basically one of his theories was that white people cannot ascend. Basically, they only, when they die, it's nothing. Like, they can't ascend like how we can ascend and go to several different dimensions and stuff like that. He was saying like they can't, when they die, it's just nothing. Basically, that's how he was saying it. And I'm gonna put the link to that video in this description box. If I forget, just comment and remind me, y'all. But I'm gonna try to remember to put the link to that video in the description box so y'all can just go, see what his theory on it was, like get an understanding of what his theory on it was. So as I was reading the comments, I'm like, y'all really mad. Like, y'all really mad because this boy believed that y'all can't ascend because y'all aren't the chosen people. Like, being as though, he believed that being as though they are genetically modified the same way like fruit and food and everything is genetically modified, like it's not natural, it's not real. And I encourage y'all to go look at that video after you watch this though. He basically feel like, you can't ascend, you can't go somewhere where you didn't come from. So when you die, it's just nothing, basically. And it was a lot of light-skinned people on there like, well, I'm woke and I'm white and I'm this and I'm going to the 5th dimension and I'm going to go to the 4th dimension and I'm this and I'm that. And I was like, y'all really mad because this is what he think. But that's something that y'all can't, if it is true, it's something that you can't change. The same way we can't change slavery. You feel what I'm saying? Some shit we can't change. Can't change what you're born into. So, yeah, basically I just had to roll me a little piece there so I could talk to y'all. Okay, Pearliana, bust down real fast or whatever. So, I got some notes on what could possibly be happening if they aren't ascending, or why these white people that say that they are woke could possibly be ascending, what they think is ascending or going to the 5th dimension or whatever. Because they was like, no, I've astral projected, I've done this, I've done that, and I've seen this, and I've found answers, and I know that I'm going to ascend, and dot, dot, dot. So, if either of the theories were true, right, I feel like they would. I feel like if you are a white person and you are woke and you ascend, and you have astral projected, going to different realms, the spiritual realm, etc., etc. In the video, he spoke on like how he spoke on. 1 second. All right, y'all, that's petty. It's like I was doing some early morning or late night downloads whenever I was having this download, and I was typing it in my phone, and I think I typed it as like a text message, and I thought it was going to save as a draft, but it didn't. So yeah, but basically he spoke on how in the fourth dimension, which is basically the in-between, there are beings who are basically stuck there. Like, you know, if you are a very bad soul on earth, in all your past lives or several past lives or whatever, it's like you're stuck there. You can't reincarnate here, and you can't ascend to the spiritual realm. And those vessels, those spirits try to utilize vessels down here to do their work, whether in my theory, it's whether it's good or bad. So if, like I said, if it's these white people that are woke that went to this dimension, maybe it is a vessel there that is trying to reverse their karma, try to rebuild their good karma so that they can get out of this fourth dimension where they are and actually either reincarnate or ascend to the spiritual realm. So it's like they trying to do their good deeds and their good work through this vessel. You get what I'm saying? So that was one of my theories, and that's why it could be people, white people, that people feel like are demonized or, you know, demonic, or however you put that in tense. But, you know, that's why certain people feel like some white people are, it's like it's no in between. You either racist and, like, no offense to nobody, you shouldn't take offense to this if you're not any of these things, but it's kind of like it's no in between. You either like don't like black people, you just like a big, like a fucking asshole, like, or you either one of them white people that's just like real cool, down to earth, don't give a fuck about black people. We do our thing, you do your thing. Sometimes we do our thing together, and that's just what it is, you know. And I feel like those are the people that's getting utilized as vessels from those spirits who change their mind about where they want to dwell for all of eternity. He was also speaking on how in this realm, you know, there are entities, like I said, that have been, you know, doomed there for whatever reason, and they basically get bored, and they, you know, they bored. They might not, I feel like they might not recognize that they are dead, because there's several people in the in-between that don't recognize that they are dead because they don't have a active spirit on earth to tell them, like, look, yo, you died, you gone, you dead. I'm from Baltimore. Dead, you dead, gone, murdered. But yeah, so they in the in-between and they get bored. They either afraid and they just sit there and they kind of wander around. They either come to some type of consciousness where they probably feel like they just in a dream state and they just fuck with other people that come there. Like, people astral project there, and when people astral project there, of course they can actually see us. So if see us, let me quote that. If you are afraid of them, if you basically, like, if you make a mistake and astral project, or if you take too many shrooms or some shit like that, and you make a mistake and you go into this realm and you're actually scared, they gonna fuck with you because they know that you're scared. Now, if you get there and you like, okay, what's this? Or you know where you at, you might be asking questions. Who are you? What's your purpose? Whatever. You know, walking around figuring out where the fuck you at, manifesting things with your mind, creating scenes with your mind, certain things with your mind. But it's a certain amount of willpower and I guess restraint that you have to utilize to keep yourself in that realm and be conscious. So it's like he even spoke about this in his dream. I mean, in his little story about him astral projecting or whatever. But it's like, because we don't have a vessel, we can hear everything. We can hear from all realms. We can see, like, the realms will even merge sometimes. And it's just like, it's even like when you're dreaming, like you might be sleeping, you might be dreaming, and then you hear your phone, but you still be in your dream state, but it's like you waking up slowly but surely, and then next thing you know, you realize you're here and your phone is here and you back on fucking Earth in the ghetto. But yeah, so basically I feel like white people can ascend, but they ascend for certain reasons. So if you have been one of these vessels that have been taken in from one of those bad spirits or whatever that's in a different realm, if they chose you to utilize you as a vessel, then every time you meditate, you're going to go back where they are so that they can give you messages, whether it be good messages, like I said, whatever it is to control you, whether it be good messages, bad messages, whatever the situation is to basically to control you. Whereas what they were saying is that black people have too much melanin, or we have Venus, or we have melanin. The tools that they would utilize to basically brainwash us or manipulate us into doing what they want us to do was the tools was basically ultraviolet lights, which we know that we are made up of light and frequency. So it don't work for us. Like, our melanin basically absorb it, whereas though they couldn't. And that's how we get our messages from the universe, from, you know, sunbathing and sun gazing and stuff like that, and literally getting that ultraviolet light from the universe. And they get it the same way, but they just can't get it from the sun, which is why they burn when they go outside and stuff like that. Which, to me, it makes sense that they will be genetically modified for several reasons, not even on no racist shit, because, like, my nieces is... That's racist, ain't it? That's racist if somebody say something and the first thing you say is, oh, my cousin, my brother, my da, da, da. But yeah, whatever. But not even on the racist shit, I do believe that white people are genetically modified for several reasons. But the fact that, like, y'all can't survive in this dome without, like, sunscreen or something that's made from us, because sunscreen has melanin in it. So that just has me thinking, you know, and the fact that y'all are, or the white people are the top dog, or the alpha, however it is, you know, they say, like, they are soulless because they aren't real, basically. I mean, everybody can do their own research and have their own beliefs, but as far as the comments that was under that video, under that download, just because you ascend doesn't mean you're ascending to something positive. Just because you meditate or you go to a different realm doesn't mean that you're going to a spiritual realm. Spirits can be very conniving. Spirits can be very manipulative. They can trick you. They can disguise themselves as certain things, and they will utilize you for what they want to utilize you for. And if you are a white person, if you feel like, you know, you would never know, basically. You can try to find out, but I don't really think that it's I don't think either theory is impossible. So for you to just think that just because you ascended to a certain realm or saw certain things that you are woke, and that his theory that white people are genetically modified and they can't ascend is impossible, this is my theory on how it can definitely be possible. You can ascend to the negative sources and they can just be telling you what to do. You can ascend to a source that cannot come here anymore, that wants to utilize you to restore their karma. Okay, so that's basically my theory in a nutshell. I'm sorry I lost my notes because I'm sure I had some other stuff to say, but I don't know what happened to my notes. And I feel like that's wrong, and I feel like that's petty, and I feel like that was probably, you know, probably trying to be like, oh, if her notes gone, she ain't gonna do the video. But the whole thing is that I was so focused on rolling my blunt that I forgot to even look for, like, that I even had notes until I started the video. And I was like, okay, now, bitch, what was you about to say? I just knew I was talking about white people in the spiritual realm. Why are my little notes not nowhere in here? Like, I feel like that's petty. So that is your not so late night download from the Weed Witch on white people in a spiritual realm. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, I love my tribe. Peace.